BONDCAST. So this week, you'll notice a slight change if you're watching me on YouTube. I'm in black and white. Now, I could pretend that I wanted to do it to be really, really cool, but actually, I'm having lighting issues. So, until my office is completely done, I'll either be recording in the dark with the light on, or with the curtains closed and in black and white. Because why not? We shake it up a bit, and it's a bit cool, you know, and everybody loves that. And yeah, it's just gonna be a bit different. Sorry, I'm really, really itchy. Okay, couple of things before we get into this week's episode. We are back in series 1. We are at episode 5, and this is Honey Ryder's character profile. Now, there's not been an episode out for 2 weeks. I do apologise. Firstly, I was ill the other week, and then I was on holiday last week. I did record 2 weeks ago the Honey Ryder episode, which is today's episode. However, due to now having a webcam for better quality on the laptop recording side, and the software I had at the time did not like it at all. It wasn't smooth, it was very jumpy with the camera, whereas I'm now using OBS, which a lot of streamers use, and so far it's looking great. So we're off to a good start. Now, you know, I hope you all enjoyed the Spectre special, which was fun to do. Maybe in a future episode I might pop up in a suit. You know, it's called the BONDCAST for a reason. Currently I'm wearing an Elton John t-shirt from his Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour. And some pajama bottoms, but nobody sees what I wear. Because, well, that's not important. Also, some changes. When my office is a bit more complete, there's probably gonna have the desk elsewhere. I'll figure it out as I go. But also I will have so this, not this one, is it? No, not that one. This is my old phone. So what I am going to do as well in future videos is I'm going to have this set up from a different angle, probably a side angle, a bit like this, or something. Somewhere within the room, obviously you'll not see it. Just to get different angles on the video. Also, if I do stop, I'm mainly speaking to Spotify because you can't see me. There will be a point where I might be quiet for a minute or two. I've come down with a cold this morning. We're Tuesday the 7th of October 2025. I woke up with a really bad cold, and currently I have a cup of lemon and ginger infused tea to just try and help. So if I do go quiet for just a moment or two, obviously YouTube you can see me, so you'll see I'm taking a drink. Spotify, just beware, that's what I'm doing. So I seem to be very good at updating you all a lot at the start videos, but these things happen. So let's launch into this week's episode and what we're all here for, which is a bit of Honey Ryder. So let me see. You'd think I'd remember all this from the other week, but because I've been ill and I've been away, like I said, I forget these things. So first of all, the question is, who was Honey Ryder? And who was she played by? And voiced by? This is all very, you know, it's a lot of Honey Ryder was a complex character, not just in the film of Doctor No, but also to actually cast. So Honey Ryder, first off, was played in the James Bond film Doctor No by Swiss-American actress Ursula Andress, but voiced by the late German actress Nikki van der Zyl. I presume because of her thick Swiss accent, and maybe the German actress had a bit of a softer accent. But her singing voice was also dubbed by British actress and singer Diana Coupland. That's yeah. When I say complex, 3 different people for one character in this film. So, she is a shell diver, and the very, very first love interest on screen that we see of James Bond comes from the 1958 Ian Fleming novel Doctor No of the name of Honey Ryder. And she was the first main Bond girl in the EON production film series, and was one of the most popular, mostly because of her introduction scene, which we'll get to, which was very, very, very nice introduction scene, which was then recreated. So Honey in the film is 26. She has long blonde hair, hazel eyes. She's 5'5". She has a father, but is unnamed. She's her nationality is Jamaican. Get your words out right, Kyle. Her occupation is shell diver, and she's an ally of Bond. So it was Honey Ryder who drew the link between the murder of fellow British... Oh wait, hang on. Let me backtrack. Honestly, these will get better, I promise. Let me just read. So, okay. Bond meets Honey Ryder dressed only in a white bikini, who's collecting shells and singing under the mango tree. She emerges from the sea and Bond finds her to be beautiful right away, scaring her by joining in singing. This episode I might just put a clip of that singing in, just because why not? Actually, it'll be here.
Underneath the mango tree, make Hulu soon. La da da dee da da dee, honey and me.
Underneath the mango tree, my honey and me.
Who is that?
It's all right. I'm not supposed to be here either. I take it you're not. Are you alone?
What are you doing here? Looking for shells?
No, I'm just looking.
Stay where you are.
I promise I won't steal your shells.
I promise you, you won't either. Stay where you are.
I can assure you my intentions are strictly honorable.
And we're back. So, Honey at first is suspicious of Bond, but soon decides to help him after Dr. No's guards destroy her boat. Honey shows Quarrel and Bond a way to evade the henchmen. When caught, they escape, and she tells Bond of how her father died on Crab Key. And then after that, she was raped by a local landlord. And then she relates to how she got her revenge by putting a Black Widow spider in this fellow's mosquito net, causing his lingering death. Which does tell us that Honey has a very deadly side, but maintains her look of innocence and naivety. She's very, after nightfall, they are attacked by the legendary dragon, as it's called, of Crab Key, which in turn is actually just an armoured tractor equipped with a flamethrower. There then is a resulting gun battle. Quarrel, the poor fellow, is incinerated and burnt, and Bond and Honey are taken prisoner, decontaminated, quarantined in Dr. No's lair, and then given drugged coffee to render them unconscious. The next day they dress and meet Dr. No in his office, and he invites them to lunch. After dinner, Honey is taken away and Bond is beaten by the guards. And later, after killing Dr. No and sabotaging the island's reactor, Bond rescues Honey from being slowly drowned. As the complex explodes, the pair escape by boat until they run out of the gas in the middle of the sea. And then they start kissing. And the American ally of Bond has gone to collect them, but they refuse assistance because they're very, very busy. But also later on in the Bond franchise, in the film On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it is indicated that Honey gave James a knife as a memento, and there's a scene in the film which, again, I'll insert here.
That was a quick conference. How do you expect a girl to keep herself alluring?
Take a memo, please, Moneypenny.
Ready, James?
Sir, I have the honor to request you will accept my resignation, effective forthwith.
Resignation from what?
Her Majesty's Secret Service. And kindly present us that monument in there.
Yeah, as I was saying, she gives Bond a knife as a memento, and while cleaning out his desk, he examines Ryder's knife and he smiles. So Honey Ryder is a very independent woman, and she claims that she does not need help from anyone. She is a beachcomber, and she makes a living selling seashells in Miami. She's resourceful, she's courageous, and she states that she can defend herself against any hostile. When she first meets Bond, although she's at first wary of him, he is allowed to get closer when he comments that his intentions are honourable. Also, as in the novel, she said that she was forced to accept her independence as a teenager when both her parents died. Bond naturally is curious to know how she survived without a formal education, but Honey claims that she inherited her parents' set of the Encyclopedia Britannica and manually transcribed them starting with A as a little girl, and is currently up to T, and was confident she could intellectually match anyone on any said subjects. Casting were, well, British actress Julie Christie was considered originally for the role of Honey Ryder. Now, you have to bear in mind this was the 60s, and things were less frowned upon, shall we say, as they are today. So Albert R. Broccoli, the producer, thought that Julie Christie's breasts were too small. You know, again, different times. Martine Beswick was also rejected for being too inexperienced as an actress, and apparently Gabriella Lucidi, or Lichudi, I probably butchered that, was rejected as being too young. 2 weeks before filming began, Ursula Andress was chosen to play Ryder, after the producers saw a picture of her taken by the actress's then husband, John Derek. Kirk Douglas was the one who convinced Ursula to take the part at a party hosted by Derek. To appear more convincing as a Jamaican, Andress had a tan painted on her, and ultimately had her lines redubbed by voice actress Nikki van der Zyl because of Andress's heavy Swiss German accent. See, I told you it was the accent. That was something I did remember. So, in the film series, let's look. She's regarded widely as the first Bond girl, although she's not the first woman in the film to be with Bond. That distinction belongs to Sylvia Trench, while Miss Tarot was Bond's first mission-related conquest. Her entrance in the film, emerging from the ocean in a white bikini with a hunting knife belt around her waist, striding barefoot over the wet beach sand, carrying large seashells, was taking off her diving mask as the sun shines on her wet blonde hair as she is singing underneath the mango tree. As we've said, it is considered a classic James Bond moment and is one of the most popular scenes in cinematic and fashion history. This scene was only the second time an actress had worn a bikini on screen after And God Created Woman, but this movie is given the credit for single-handedly making the bikini as popular as it is today. As a homage, costume designer Lindy Hemming made a similar costume of a lapella bikini and patented Ghost sarong as an outfit for Isabella Scorupco's character and Natalia Simonova in the 17th James Bond film GoldenEye, and Halle Berry performed a similar scene to Andress's in an orange bikini in the 20th James Bond film Die Another Day. And then, for some context, because they seem to like this scene, Bond himself were portrayed by Daniel Craig in the 2006 film Casino Royale, did a similar kind of thing wearing blue swim trunks. And also, this is how popular this scene became. American singer Mariah Carey also references this scene in a music video for her song Honey. Do you know, at some point I'm just going to put these scenes together and go, look! These are all the scenes I'm talking about! Just for your amusement. And this scene made Andress a quintessential Bond girl. Andress herself acknowledged that the bikini made her into a success, And as a result of starring in Doctor No as the first Bond girl, she was given the freedom to take the pick of future roles and become financially independent. And also, in 2003, in a UK survey by Channel 4, Ryder's entrance in Doctor No was voted as the number one in the 100 greatest sexy moments. Andress won the Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year in 1964 for her appearance in the film. This scene was, like I say, it was massive, massive, massive. Andress is the first of only two entertainers that have actually starred in a Bond film to be mentioned by Ian Fleming in his James Bond novels. The other is David Niven, who co-starred as James Bond in the 1967 film adaptation of Casino Royale along with Andress. Yeah, I'm looking at the EON production films, but there are other adaptations of James Bond films out there, kind of spoofy, gaggy, but the EON ones are more serious. But go and check them all out, you know. The film did make a few changes. One have been Ryder's outfit, or rather lack thereof. In the original novel, she emerges from the water naked, wearing only her belt. I'm not sure they would have allowed that in the cinema in those days. So she's wearing a bikini. In addition, when she notices that Bond is watching her, she covers her face like this to hide her identity. Understandably, Ryder was given a bikini in the film and isn't ashamed when she sees Bond, due to the films taking place during the present day of the films and not the books. The bikini had been around long enough to include. There are some omitted scenes. But we don't really want to, because some of them are quite graphic, and we don't want to look at those. We look at the reception and legacy. Honey Ryder was voted the best Bond girl by Entertainment Weekly. And author Anthony Horowitz named his James Bond tribute character Alex Ryder after Honey Ryder. Also, Formula One driver Sebastian Vettel, who has a tradition of assigning his car female names, designated his Aston Martin AMR 21 chassis after Ryder. So, that's Honey Ryder, people. That is who she is. And like I said, massive, massive legacy from just that. It's absolutely incredible. Excuse me, I'm rather bunged up. But yes, so that is this week's episode of the BONDCAST. I have a little surprise, or hopefully I will do. I need to have a chat with the person that gave me some information about a link between Linkin Park and the second James Bond film, From Russia with Love. But that's if he's up for doing a little thing like this. We shall see. If not, this person who gave me this information, his Twitch channel will be linked in the YouTube description. But we shall see what happens. Anyway, thanks very much for listening. And so this episode shall be up on both YouTube and Spotify, and now keeping on top of it, on Saturday the 11th. And I shall see you all next week on Saturday the 18th for another episode. Haven't decided yet. I had a plan and I forgot my plan. It'll come back to me. But until the next one, thank you very much for watching, or if you're on Spotify, for listening. Have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic week, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.